Greetings and salutations everyone, I'm Ekamac, this is Let's Play Black Witchcraft. We're still in this dimensional rift, unfortunately. Nothing interesting plot-wise is happening, we're just seeing people we've already seen before and killing them over and over again. I feel like I should have some sort of discussion to fill time until we get to the proper floor, but as it is, I really can't think of anything. So I'm just spamming my attacks here and there. Oh yeah, I remember there was a combat map that I just couldn't bring myself to beat because something about the timing for the combo just didn't work out for me. Whatever you're doing, don't. And now all that's left is one slime. Obtain more stat points and a talent point. Increase power of hammer and the mana consumption. I think this is what I want because I've been using that a lot on all these goons because the heavy ones need to be stunned and that's our stun. There we go, there's the kindly mistress. And that's what uses up the gem gauge in the top. Okay. I'm remembering how to play this game. I mean, heck, I still haven't forgotten the most powerful attack, which is Reaper. I wish it would automatically pick up items when you finish out the floor and I didn't have to do this I didn't have to do this sweep of the floor whenever I remember. Oh. Trails of Returning Stars, Radical Faith. Glimmering Moon. You'd think that I could think of at least something to fill up the dead deer time with, but I just can't. I have been playing a bit of Unicorn Overlord. I do remember that I once did a let's try of that. That was kind of fun, but that was also a time I was starting to have a lot of trouble with recording console games. And I just didn't have... I also didn't like that the choice made it sound like it was a lot more than just, do you want this character later or not? I think that it's a very front-loaded difficulty game, which is not unexpected, I suppose. It's about having all the resources you need. I can't actually tell how much damage that's dealing. Wrong button. And finally she's gone. Though she'd never leave. The airborne harpies are definitely the worst ones, I've got to say.
半分くらいは来ているのか？
そのようですね。
面倒だが、迷路見たくはなってないからまだよかった。
好きで迷路で迷っていると思っていました。
なぜだ？
音もした迷路と迷宮の数が多いので。
迷路や迷宮の深いところに大切なものを置く奴らが多いから行く。それだけだ。
金庫だけでは不安に思ったのでしょう。
探す側からは面倒なだけだ。
もともと探されないように 隠しておいたものだと思いますが。
Oh yeah, I was talking about Unicorn Overlord before I was interrupted by Harpy. Once you get to the later areas, you can sort of outstat the enemies, so it usually takes specific combos to beat a well-designed team. And they do actually have a catch-up mechanic for getting extra experience to units you might want to use even though they haven't had much use in the latest content. I like that, especially compared with how Fire Emblem has been failing to make them work as of late. Although you have to reach a certain point before they become available, so good luck getting to there. Basically, it gives you repeatable challenges. And these are at least worth doing once, even if you're doing a hardcore, no grinding allowed sort of run. Because they give out unique rewards the first time you beat them. Even if you lose, they give out experience. I think, at least, even if you lose, there's no harm done. They give out treatsies that can be used to give out immediate experience. They still give out renown and money and all that. And as you go through the game, you unlock higher level ones, which are harder, but they have better rewards. The downside is that cavalry and air units are just too good. Oh yeah, that's one of them. Oh, that's a counter stance, my bad. And that's me nearly dead. It is a very good thing I have that revival passive equipped. I haven't triggered it, but I still don't want to die. Might be losing a very large amount of progress. Yeah, we'll probably figure out how we want to do all this later. 27th floor. Yeah, it is actually quite the deep thing, given that they've only just said, yeah, we're about halfway. And don't make the mistake of thinking that it's going to be easy once we get to the bottom. There's a very nasty surprise waiting for us up there. Or down there. Or I forgot that guy was going to explode.
気に入らない。にゃあー断ち切るは飛ばしてやる。粉砕する。どこを見ている。どこを見ている。にゃあー断ち切るはいでよ。どうだ。
I forget how to work this thing.
見え見えだな。どうだ。無に帰るがいい。どこを見ている。あー断ち切るは見えすぎる。どこを見ている。あー断ち切るはリージアの中にゃ甘い。はあはあブラケロにゃはあ断ち切るは
That's what I get for trying to be clever, I guess.
はあ断ち切るは
Results! Still level 79, but probably not for long. How close? We've still got 13 minutes to go. But yeah, so the thing is, air units in Unicorn Overlord are supposed to be countered by archers. Sometimes mages, oh, we're getting this stupid puzzle again.
罠でしょうか。
いや、どうもここまで罠を設置しておいたとは思えない。魔力ではないが、何かが感じられる。そっちに行くとしよう。
West. Use J for weak attacks, K for strong attacks. You can only use recovery items. Bullet hell! The problem is it gets very out of hand very quickly. Good old flying broom. And there's our stat and talent points. Level 80, so we get extra vitality. Nothing new here. Nothing new here. We're at 500 HP, not bad. You are currently on the 30th floor. So yeah, the thing is, so yeah, like I was saying, you're clearly supposed to balance out the air units by being weak to archers, but here's the problem. Archers are only good against air units if the archer moves first. Plus, early on you have Griffin Knights, but there's a second type of airborne unit. The, do I want to spoil that when Comic Foil hasn't gotten to that point? Kind of. Wyvern Knights, sorry. There's Wyvern Knights, and they will counterattack people if they hit them, which means that an archer that doesn't finish off a Wyvern Knight is at great risk of getting killed. And if that archer was using a multi-target attack, hit multiple Wyvern Knights, and didn't kill off any of them, then it's going to be more than a single hoplite can cover for them. Which means, but there's also the fact that because the air units can be very fast, they get to attack the archers before the archers get to take shots, and so the archers die because they have very bad physical defense. Vanillaware didn't quite have the best time balancing this. Now, something that takes a bit longer to get as devastating as ridiculous is the cavalry. Because once cavalry likes to sit in rows, which makes soldiers struggle a bit to fight them. Soldiers are also considered infantry, and cavalry gains a damage bonus on infantry, so the cavalry can just outspeed the soldiers and flatten them. But what's really nasty is that they have a column attack, which involves a stun, so several knights running them down with the column attacks can eventually start destroying the back row, and eventually you're going to have too many units, so there's always going to be a back row for them to focus on. But the thing that makes cavalry become absolutely ridiculous is that when they're sitting in rows, every time a knight makes a move, they get a bonus. Specifically, they give out a stacking attack power bonus to all their friends that are also cavalry in that line. Oh, that's a bleed. That's a painful bleed. So every knight that gets to move is giving every other knight in his row bonus damage, and eventually even your armor knights, the hoplites, are going to be suffering from that. You don't really get much warning on how much HP you have until you just so happen to look up at the top and realize, oh wait, I'm almost dead. So yeah, they just knights combo into each other very dangerously. The only thing that keeps them from being the most overpowered thing is that they are weak to air units, which we have already mentioned are supremely overpowered. And the freaking air units punish you for being in a row because that's what their basic attack is. Well, not for Wyvern Knights, but Wyvern Knights will instead get a row attack called Fire Breath, and that does about as much as you'd expect it to. It just feels like the game... There's overpowered combos, and then there's things that protect you from those combos, but then there's only so much that can be done until raw stats overpower them. Anyway, 3 minutes, 32nd floor, one more fight. The problem is that I want to use everyone, but using everyone is not viable. Unless you do a lot of grinding. But do enough grinding and then you make the rest of the game kind of simple. Although I will give that certain bosses can be ridiculous. Now we have no more ultimate gauge, so we've got to save ourselves on that. Or get smacked in the face, that works too. Yeah, I should probably save up in case I run into a boss fight and not just use it to be quick and easy. Anyway, until next time, guys. Take care. I'll see you all around. Unicorn Overlord is pretty cool. I'd like to see what Comic Foil does, but at the same time I also feel like I'm going to be spending a lot of time in the backseat going, no, this is the better option! Because that's just how strategy RPG Let's Plays go, isn't it?